Thank you again for joining and taking the time to spend this hour with us. I am Margherita and I am the project coordinator of Perform Europe. And together with me, there are two of my colleagues, Mariam and Christina. We're also gonna present slash help during this help desk indeed. Today, the help desk is a little thematic. So we are specifically talking about the how to find partners. So we're going to focus on the tools that how to look for partners, so how to build partnerships. So we will be focusing on the tools that Perfumero had developed in the past edition, as well as giving you some tips. And hopefully this is going to just be a very brief presentation, and then we will have time for a Q&A session with all of you. While we speak, feel free to already put your question in the chat. We might be able to already answer you, or as I said, at the end of the presentation, there will be time. So we can go. And first of all, I also hope that you had the time to read the open call so that you have a context. So we are starting from the knowledge that you hopefully have read the call and you have a context of what Perform Europe is. So we are diving in directly. So when it's about the looking for partners, Perform Europe in the past edition developed two important tools. One is our matchmaking platform, which comes into really the stage of looking for partners. And then secondly, we develop a conversation starter tool, which is more helpful in after you use the matchmaking platform. So when you already have some partners and you want to build a solid partnership and a proposal. So we'll take you through these two tools, and I give the word to Mariam, that she's going to take you through the matchmaking platform.
Thank you, Margarita. Hello, everyone. I'm gonna introduce you the matchmaking platform online tool that we created to help our grantees to connect with each other and find partners across 41 Creative Europe countries. Platform is very easy to use. Everyone can access it, and we receive the requests, which we scan, and if they are eligible for the Perform Europe project in general, that means if the profiles are within our subsectors, then we accept the profiles. This takes approximately up to 5 working days. Interested people can sign up, create their profile, where they should indicate their details, what are their needs, what they are looking for, and what they offer to others. Then they, after our approval, then they would get access to the platform to explore other profiles, send match requests, and start communicating about potential Perform Europe partnership. One thing to note is that the communication after the mutual match happens continues off the platform. Next slide, please, Margaret. Currently, we have around 2,400 profiles on our platform, and the list grows every day, especially before the open call deadline. So we strongly recommend, if you are looking for partners, to create the profile. We have introduced a few new features for this open call. First of all, it's a collaboration badge, which allows users to filter for the profiles which are specifically looking for collaboration for this Perform Europe open call. We introduced it because we already had many profiles, and some of them are looking for other for partners for other Creative Europe funding. So it will be easier for you to check the ones who are open for collaboration for the current open call. We have improved filter options. You can filter profiles per country, per performing arts discipline, topic, the ones who are presenters or performers, the ones who offer touring opportunities or who want to tour their artistic works You can filter them per organization or individual type. So it really makes it easier to find the partners which you are looking for. And the last update is that you can feature the links to your artistic works on the platform. Initially, we created this platform for Perform Europe only for our open call. But the feedback we got showed that it can operate beyond Perform Europe. So even if you don't, if you didn't end up applying for the open call, you can still find partners for other projects and just to expand your professional network. So it is not limited for our current call only. Next slide, please. This is the screenshots to give you an overview how it looks like. It's very easy to sign up to indicate your contact details. What we recommend is that whenever you are filling in information to have the Perform Europe open call in mind, as the potential partners will be looking for partners mostly for our open call, and it will ease their job to find relevant partners. As I mentioned, the approval takes up to 5 days, but closer to the open call deadline, we do it much quicker. I would also highlight there were several don'ts what you should not include in your profile. First, we avoid approving profiles that are only for the promotional purposes that might not be looking for the partners but want to promote themselves, and the ones with ineligible disciplines. For example, we received quite a few profiles with live music and opera, which we don't approve because they fall outside the scope of Perform Europe. While you are registering, you can also tick the box so that you are open to collaborate for the current open call, and then you will be filtered on the partner search. Next. This is our fake profile, which we created to show you how potential profile page would look like. Here is the information about short bio about the profile, offers and needs, what type of activities they do, the discipline covered, the topics covered, and the performing arts works that they offer. You can see that the contact details here are blurred. This is because you need to send the match request to the profile, and if they accept this request, then this blurry information will be unlocked, which will enable you to see the email address and directly get in touch with them. This is your dashboard. Here you can see the functions to edit your profile, view your public profile, how it looks like, how other people see it, find partners, where you will see this dashboard of more than 2,400 profiles, and finally submit a proposal for the Perform Europe open call. Yes, next please. Here you can see how the collaboration badge looks like. Once you see it next to the profiles, you will have an idea that they are open for the current call. And you see the option how to filter the profiles and how to filter the ones who are open for current open call collaboration. I will explain how the process goes. First, you're searching the potential partners. If you find the one which seems interesting to collaborate, you send them a quick match request to connect. Then they get an email notification that there is someone who wants to partner up with them. And in case they accept the request, then you will see on your dashboard the contact details of the person under My Matches. In case they decline, then contact details stay hidden and you will not be able to reach them out. Here is the short overview of the statistics, who are using the platform and which artistic disciplines are covered. As I mentioned, more than 2,400 profiles are there, and the average acceptance rate is 25%. So if you send 4 requests, there is a chance that at least one will be accepted. We have more organizations than individuals, and most of them are from performance arts, theater, dance, and site-specific work, I would say. My top countries, Italy, Germany, Spain, France, Portugal. Italy is leading everywhere here, so we are not surprised having it the top list. And most of the accounts are by artists, performing arts companies, collectives, festivals, non-profit organizations, and etc. So that was it. Thank you, and back to you, Margaret.
Thank you so much, Mariam. So, yeah, second part from me. So, we get into the step of, let's say, maybe you find some partners and you want to start understanding together with them the project that you want to propose, or like if that's a solid partnership that you can have. So, the conversation starter comes in hand at that point. It's a tool that is helpful to spark conversation with potential partners. Most importantly, identify common goals and challenges that you might face together. And lastly, design a proposal that are aligned with the Perfumero priorities and objectives. But as I said, you can actually be at different phases of your partnerships and project. So I wanted to highlight how it's useful for the different stages. So in a way, also who can use it specifically and what you can get out of this tool. So if you already have a partnership and a project idea, so let's say you're quite advanced, you know what you want to do, you have your partners and the partnership is formalized, this tool can help you to refine and articulate your proposal. So really translate your ideas into concrete objective and actions. If you are in a middle phase, so let's say you already have the partnership, so you know that you want to work with each other, but maybe the idea is not really yet there, you can use the tool to explore really what are your common goals and challenges. So what is the change that you want to make in the sector together? And this might develop into a concrete idea. And then lastly, if you have some partners, but you still don't know if you're actually sure that you want to collaborate with them, so this is even before the stage of, deciding that you're applying together and have an idea together, the tool can be very useful to explore the interest of each other and if actually there is a common ground to work together and develop a Perfumero proposals. So the tool, I'm not getting to the specific of it, but the tool basically asks you to gather together with your partner and save some time to go through the different levels of the tool. So it's really like almost a 2-hour session together when you can write on the tool and use it to achieve the goals that I just mentioned. So there is a level 1 that it's about exploring your artistic interests together, a level 2, which is about highlighting the type of change that you want to bring in the sector with your proposal, of course, matching it with the Perfumero priorities and overall how the open call is structured. Then the level 3 helps you identify what would be the challenge that you might encounter with this partner and also with the type of idea and change that you want to bring. And then lastly, the level 4 really goes into the moment of designing the proposal. So it really helps you to transform ideas into activities. And yeah, as I was saying, as Mariam was saying before with the matchmaking, this tool is specifically developed for Perform Europe, but we think it can also be very useful for any other partnership that you're building. So feel free to have it a look and put it in your toolbox of your professional tools, and you find the link, of course, on our website. To conclude, we also wanted to go a little bit beyond just the tools, so give you a few tips and things you can start keeping in mind when forming a partnership that might be of greater impact for your application, but also for what happens after you submit your application in the case you are selected. During Perform Euro 2, we analyzed the journey of the project together with our partner Idea Consult, which is also the partner that we developed the toolkit with. And we highlighted three specific challenges that comes when building a partnership. And some are structural challenges that we ask you to keep in mind in this process. Of course, they cannot, there is no specific solution about them, but building a partnership, we having this in mind, of course, can help you. And the first one is a very structural one, which is a short-term project-based collaboration. So it's very time sensitive. There might be a lot of rules for mistakes. So even though these are unfortunately one of the conditions, it's maybe interesting for you to keep that in mind and thinking, okay, how we can go beyond and how we can address this challenge. The second is the unequal power and resources distribution that might be between different partners. And this is something that we also ask you to reflect on and understand, okay, how my partnership can address the maybe lack of resources that some partners has, and how can the others share some resources. Same with power imbalances. How can we build processes that are more trust-based and it's more horizontal? So another challenge that we put on your table to think of and find strategies. And lastly, the fact that international collaborations sometimes remain between certain networks. So already existing contact, people that you know, your neighbor countries maybe. So this is an invitation to think a little bit beyond. And that's also why the matchmaking tool is there, to think about, including people that might have not had the possibility of having this, be part of this type of projects before. And directly connected to this challenge, then we are proposing here some tips of things that we observed. And first of all, a reminder that the proposal is submitted by the partnership. So make sure that the collaboration aspect is very visible in your proposals. So we are not looking for a lead partner with some people with them that it's proposing their own project, but really something that comes from a collective reflection. And this is also because your proposal will be also evaluated on the strength of your partnerships. So how, the partnership is instrumental and efficient to carry out the project that you're proposing, and also on its possible long-term engagement. So what is the long-term effect that you might create? As I was saying before, to look beyond usual suspect and really use the matchmaking for that. Take into account care, fairness, solidarity, and knowledge sharing. This is also a big part of the scoring section of the evaluation. And then discuss with your partners not only your values, but how are you going to practice them? So how your working methods together are going to be reflective of the value that you might have talked about it while developing your project. And last two things, which are very important, I think, dedicate time to build partnerships. We think that yes, this is a process that might require some time and that requires some building of trust. And for the same reason, to favor quality over quantity, to really think of, developing some good partnerships, maybe not many, but very strong partnership over just having this need of like being in very many partnership and very many proposals. So this, and then the last tip that I want to leave you with as a sort of reflection that maybe can also spark some questions is a quote from the guidebook that we produced at the end of Perform Year 2, that is encapsulating the journey of the project that were granted in the second edition. And the quote said, reimaging touring is not only about moving work across border, it is about distributing time, resources, attention, and decision-making power in fair ways between artist and presenter, between well-connected centers and less represented region, and between international circulation and local ecosystem. So overall, I invite you to reflect on this quote when you're building your partnership as well as your project. And yeah, with this, we end the presentation part.